2025 has come to a close, so it's time to talk about the best movies of the year. Hello everybody, my name is Jesse and welcome to my channel. With 2025 finally coming to an end, there were a lot of really fantastic movies that came out this year. So today I'm going to give you my top 10 favorite movies of 2025. I'm not going to go extremely in depth with any of these. This is really just going to be more of a video of giving my top 5, a lot of the things that I loved about each movie. I have reviews of most of these movies on my channel. There's, I think, 2, maybe 3 that I did not get to do a review on. So the ones that I have reviews on, I will leave linked down in the description, but for the most part, I'm not going to go super in depth on any of these. Before we get into my actual top 10, I do have one honorable mention that I really want to talk about, and that is Alex Garland's Warfare. I love Alex Garland. I love war movies. So I knew that this movie would probably be right up my alley, and I was correct. I loved this movie. I thought it was very well done, and there's a lot of really cool, creative choices that Alex Garland made with this movie specifically. There's not really any music in this movie. It relies heavily more on sound design than anything. I think that works brilliantly. It's just really immersive. You truly feel like you are in it with these characters the entire time. You feel exactly what they are feeling, and it's just really well done and pretty different than most other war movies that I've seen. Jumping into the top 10, I have F1, the movie. This was just a really great, thrilling, kind of underdog sport racing movie. Brad Pitt is really great in this movie. I loved him in this role. He's effortlessly charming and cool. All of the racing sequences are awesome, especially seeing it in IMAX. I thought it was fantastic. I love Hans Zimmer's score. And like I said, it's just a great underdog story that has a happy ending, and these characters that you want to see succeed, and every technical aspect of this movie is really well done. At number 9, I have The Naked Gun. I was really excited for this movie. I watched the original Leslie Nielsen one before seeing this one, and it completely lived up to the legacy of that movie. I think this was a really well done reboot / sequel. Liam Neeson has an effortlessly cool deadpan delivery that works really, really well with the tone of this movie and this franchise. There are countless jokes that are filled with creative wordplay, and the film just knew how to subvert your expectations in many different ways, and it had me laughing the entire time, and that's what it set out to do. Number 8 for me is Novocaine. This movie wasn't trying to do anything special, wasn't trying to be one of the best of the year. It was just trying to be a fun time at the movies, and it did exactly that, and that is why it landed on my top 10. I had a blast with this movie. Jack Quaid is fantastic in this movie. He's charismatic, he's funny, and he's just a great underdog character that you want to see succeed. There's a lot of great gnarly gore that goes along with the premise of a man who can't feel pain going on this journey to get to the girl that he has a crush on back from these people that took her. There's a lot of just really unexpected things that happen with that. There's plenty of comedy. It's very funny. And it was just, like I said, a really fun time. Number 7 for me is James Gunn's Superman. This was my most anticipated movie of 2025, and it absolutely lived up to my expectations. I love James Gunn. I don't think he's really ever made a bad comic book project, and he continues to excel with this movie. He understands what Superman is meant to be. David Corenswet is great. Nicholas Hoult is fantastic as Lex Luthor. I can't wait to see both of them back for Man of Tomorrow in a couple of years. The score is great. There's plenty of incredible action. The side characters even steal the show. I love Crypto. Everything that you wanted from this movie just works. And it's very, very comic booky. It leans into that weirdness. That's one of the main things that I loved so much about it. It knew exactly what it was, and it wasn't afraid to lean into that. And that's what James Gunn does so well. At number 6, I have the Fantastic Four First Steps. It was really tough for me. I went back and forth on where to put Superman and Fantastic Four, and ultimately Fantastic Four just slightly edged it out. I loved this movie, and it was really refreshing I think 2025 as a whole was a really refreshing year for the MCU. We finally got a great Fantastic Four movie. These characters genuinely felt like a family that you root for, that you believe actually care about each other, that love each other, and that want to protect each other. And the Fantastic Four were a team that you cared about and wanted to see succeed in this movie. The world building is outstanding. I just really wanted to explore more of this world, and a large part of me really wishes that this movie was actually longer than it is, not only so we could see more of this particular dimension and see just how it all works, how these characters interact with each other, but I also really wish we got to see more of Galactus at the end. The screen time that he does have makes a huge impact, no pun intended. He's fantastic, but I do wish we got to see a lot more of him in the final battle. I wish that was kind of extended a lot more. But other than that, I loved everything about this movie. The space sequences are great. The costume design, every frame just looks incredible. And I think this is one of the best MCU movies in several years. Taking off the top 5, I have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Another one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I love the Mission Impossible franchise, and the fact that this was the last one, supposedly, put a lot of stakes on it, and ultimately it did live up to the hype that I had for it. I thought it was a fantastic conclusion to this franchise. All of the action sequences are absolutely thrilling, and especially seeing them in IMAX was amazing. Tom Cruise is great as always. There's a lot of great character moments in this movie that close out everyone's story in a satisfying way. And ultimately, like I said, this was a satisfying close to this franchise, and I think they nailed it. At number 4, I have Zach Cregger's Weapons. This was by far the biggest surprise of the year for me. This movie came out of absolutely nowhere. I knew nothing about it until it actually came out, and I went into it still knowing pretty much nothing about it, other than like I knew the premise was that these kids went missing and everybody's trying to figure out the mystery of how they got it back. So I knew it was kind of a horror mystery, but it was nothing like I thought it was going to be in the best way possible. Zach Cregger is incredible at balancing the horror and the comedy. He knows when to make you scared, but he also knows exactly when to make you laugh, and he can switch between the two on a dime very, very well without feeling cheap. The way that the story is told, it's kind of told in these different chapters based on a different character's point of view. I thought that was brilliantly well done. I thought that was a really creative, unique way to tell a story that really worked. And performances across the board in this movie are fantastic. Most specifically, Amy Madigan as Aunt Gladys was fantastic, and I'm very happy that she's been picking up several awards for her role. She's getting the praise that she deserves for it, because she's terrifying in this movie. And like Zach Cregger absolutely nailed this movie. I saw Barbarian when that came out, so I knew who Zach Cregger was going into this movie, but I wasn't as hot on barbarian. So with this movie, I am now excited to see anything that Zach Cregger does in the future. In third place, I have Avatar: Fire and Ash, a recurring theme. Again, this was one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and James Cameron absolutely nailed it. I think at the moment, this is probably my favorite Avatar movie. And it just delivered everything that I want from these movies, from this world. I just love spending time in Pandora. James Cameron taking us to a place unlike anything else we have ever seen in any movie or TV show. It's a spectacle that deserves to be seen on the biggest screen possible, and it is phenomenal. The visual effects, as expected, are absolutely outstanding, and I'm very curious to see just how far this movie will go at the box office. As of right now, it just passed $1 billion. I think it will continue to dominate over the next several weeks. There's a lot of really great new things that James Cameron does in this movie, especially introducing a new tribe of Na'vi. Varong is great, played by Una Chaplin. I thought she was one of the best parts of the movie. More Avatar movies are planned, but James Cameron has said many times that the future of the franchise does depend on how well this movie does and how it is received by people. And I think even if we don't ever get a 4 and 5, I think this movie closes out this trilogy very well, and it brings these characters to a satisfying close for now. My runner-up is Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro has been wanting to make this movie for years, and you can tell how much passion he put into it. I love Mary Shelley's original novel. I have read it pretty much every single year for the past 4 years. It's one of my favorite books, and it is really great to finally get a faithful adaptation of the novel. It tells the story very, very well. It's kind of split into telling two different perspectives between Victor and the creature. Both Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi are phenomenal in this movie, especially Jacob Elordi really impressed me. He's just able to bring so much emotion to this character, and you really feel a lot of empathy for him throughout the movie. The production design, costume design is all phenomenally well done. You can see exactly where the budget and the love went in this movie, and Guillermo del Toro just does such a phenomenal job at telling this story. But without a doubt, my favorite movie of the year, it has been since I saw it for the first time, is Sinners. Ryan Coogler created just one of the most creative, original, thrilling movies of the entire year. It blends everything so beautifully. It is horror, it's romance, it's a bit of Western. It's able to blend everything in such an unexpected way. On paper, if you were to write down everything that this movie is, I don't think you would really say that it was going to work. I think you would kind of say he's trying to juggle too much, and it wouldn't feel cohesive. But Ryan Coogler is able to do it. He's able to blend it incredibly well. Ludwig Göransson gives one of his best scores to date. I've been listening to the music on repeat. Of performances across the board are outstanding. Miles Catan especially really impressed me. The cinematography is amazing, and I think this movie is endlessly rewatchable. I saw it 5 times in theaters, and I was tempted to watch it a 6th, but I didn't. I got the movie on Blu-ray for Christmas. I will definitely be rewatching it for years to come. But without a doubt, this is my favorite movie of the year. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 favorite movies of 2025. What were your favorite movies from this year? Let me know down in the comments below. And 2026 is going to be a pretty big year. I have a lot of very exciting stuff planned, so stay tuned for that, and until my next video, like this one, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching movies.